Hey, it's Matt with American Powertrain, and today we're going to talk 6-speeds. We're going to get into the 5th-gen Camaro 6060, which a lot of you guys are using out there, versus the GM XL, which is a direct replacement for this one, versus a standard Magnum, and which one is right for your project. Check it out. Okay, let's get into talking about 6-speeds today. So the first thing we're going to go over is the 5th-gen Camaro 6060, this one here. That is our junkyard transmission. These are plentiful in the junkyard out there. A lot of times these come with a LS motor attached to them. So a lot of guys pick up these as a complete drivetrain from a salvage yard and want to try to install this in, say, a Camaro or Chevelle or something like that. I mean, you're going to run into some problems with trying to put one of these in an older car. And let me explain why. The first thing you're going to notice is this giant shift linkage. If you try to put this in a Camaro, this is going to be almost in the back seat of that car. So you're going to have to eliminate this and maybe convert it to a mid-shift here, which we can do, but it's still not going to give you an accurate factory-style shift location for most muscle cars. Also in the back, you'll notice there's a drive shaft flange. It's got a vehicle-specific mounting point. There's no mechanical speedo back here. It's got an integrated bell housing. There's some skip shift solenoids, things like that you don't need when you're putting that in a muscle car. We can convert this flange to a drive shaft, to a U-joint flange, but you'll lose the slip joint. So there's some kind of negatives about using this trans. You're also limited to one style of gear ratio, whereas the Magnums have multiple gear ratios you can spec out. And you'll notice that the speedometer here is a GM style only, so you have to make sure you have a GM output signal that your speedometer can read. And again, no mechanical speedometer. So over time, these linkages, you know, they're going to get bound up. They're going to need new bushings. They're going to get pretty janky after a while. And if you've got a 5th-gen Camaro and you want to upgrade this thing, we have the Magnum XL here. This is the GM Magnum XL from Tremec that came out last year. And if you notice, these are the same exact length down to the rear end. And what this does, this eliminates this linkage and gives you a direct shift here. Very positive shift, you can hear that. Whereas this has a lot of slop in it over time. These are great transmissions. They're good for up to 800 foot-pounds. Now, one thing you'll notice is the front here. So this is what's called an integrated bell housing. And you'll see here, this is the Magnum front cover. Same on the Magnum here. And this will allow you to bolt this trans to any kind of 6-speed aftermarket bell housing. Whereas this, if you want to use anything but an LS engine, you're going to have to take this off, buy a front cover, and do all that work to change it out. So if you're running an LS motor, this will work great. But if you're going to put it in another application like a big block Chevy or a small block, you're going to have to change some of this stuff out. So let's talk about the Magnum XL a little bit more. This is a bolt-in transmission for the Camaro. It's got a mounting pad here. You can also use this in an application where you need a longer shifter. You need the shifter to be set further back. Some import cars, some LS swaps for import cars. We sell a few of these for that. Whereas over here, this is the standard Magnum. Now, if you call us and say, hey, I've got a Camaro and I've got an LS3 takeout out of a late model Camaro, we're probably going to recommend you sell this thing and get this transmission. It's not that you can't use that one, but again, you're going to be limited by some things. Primarily shifter location. Let me show you. The Magnum has multiple shift locations. So see, I can take that out. I can flip it around this way. We can also replace this with our white lightning shifter and give you up to 3 inches in any direction offset of that. A lot of our kits, we already have the predetermined shift location for the factory shifter hole for the tunnel, and we can make it look just like a factory, 4-speed handle coming out of the car. The other option on the Magnum is a mid-shift location. So if you have a pickup truck or a street rod where you have a bench seat, you're sitting further up towards the transmission, we can mid-shift it right here. And if you notice, that looks very similar to the internal shifting here on the 6060. In fact, it's the same parts from Tremec they use. So a little bit of factory parts sharing they do, even with the aftermarket. But the Magnum will give you a mechanical speedo, an electronic speedo, reverse lockout, 31 spline output with a standard slip joint yoke, plenty of horsepower capacity, and multiple gear ratio selection. You can also run pretty much any kind of hydraulics on the front. There's plenty of bell housings to bolt up to the front of this thing. But if you have any questions and you want to know more about what 6-speed will work for your car, be sure to give us a call or go to AmericanPowertrain.com. I'll have more on our website about this. There'll be a blog wrote up, and I'll do a little bit deeper dive if you want to go check that out. But if you have any questions, just give us a call. We'll see you guys. Thanks.